Hi folks, Slavik Boyechko here, and in this lesson we're going to add titles to the beginning and ending of our video project. Let's click on the Titles tool and let's see all of them. Now there are a lot of really cool titles that you can add that already have animation in them. And you can preview them by just scrolling through with your mouse. Let's add a basic title and add a cross-dissolve transition to it. So here we go, we'll just drag this to the project and we'll make sure that a playhead is somewhere over that title so that when we open up the inspector and we'll go over to the text, we can start editing. Let's call this Weekend in Alaska. Now we can adjust the size and the font. Now we can adjust the line spacing. Let's select both of these lines. Tracking, which is the space between the letters. And if we scroll all the way down, we can adjust the color, which is the face. And we can add a drop shadow, which always helps. Let's click on drop shadow, we'll add it here, and you can hide or show the drop shadow options. And let's go ahead and change some of the options so that the distance is a little bit farther out. It's a little bit blurrier. And there we go. Now let's add a basic animation over the title so that it gets a little bit bigger over time. We'll scroll to the end of our title here, or somewhere close to the end. We'll go into the video options in the inspector. Let's go ahead and adjust the size of it so that that's where we want it to end. Maybe move it up a little bit. Okay, we'll add keyframes and move our playhead to the very beginning. And let's move that back to 100%. And let's move that down to 0. Okay. Now our title is animated. If we want to trim the beginning and end of the title, we can do so with our mouse, with the select tool. And if snapping is on, we can snap to the end of a clip. And let's also add a cross dissolve. Let's go into the effects, cross dissolve. We'll drag it over. And why don't we delete the second cross dissolve out and have it end right at the clip ending. Okay, so here we go. Fade in. All right. So there we have one title. If we want to add another one, we can just copy and paste it to the very end of the project. So I did Command C to copy, Command V to paste. I'm going to trim it down here a little bit. Let's change the text and the font. Let's make it a little smaller. And let's add a cross dissolve to the beginning. Alright, and you notice that the animation was copied and pasted over too, so it actually gets bigger. And we want to fade out both the text or the title and the time lapse at the same time. So let's go and find the fade to color option. Here we go. And let's add it to both the title and the clip here. Now if we zoom in, you want to make sure that both fades are the same duration and at the same time. Otherwise, if you fade the title to black first, it'll fade the entire project to black. You don't want that. If you wanted to fade it out first but keep the video underneath, you would put a cross dissolve on that end. Let's zoom out. And there you have it. Those are some basic titles and ways that we can animate the titles so that they look a little spiffier. In the next lesson, we are going to learn how to export our project to Facebook, YouTube, or to a master file.